The number one challenge for new real estate agents when it comes to making video is coming up with content ideas and consistently coming up with content ideas. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you the secret sauce to never run out of content ideas for your videos. And I'm not just giving you ideas today, I'm actually going to walk you through the framework to set you up to be able to have those content ideas consistently flowing. So what's the secret to endless content ideas? It's knowing who your ideal client is. I don't care if the ink has just dried on your license, you have got to drill down on who your ideal client is that you want to serve. Is it relocation clients? Is it first-time buyers? Is it upsizers? Is it downsizers? Is it investors? I could go on, but you get the point. You really have to think about who your ideal client is and then in turn, understand and be a master of solving their problems. You want to know what their pain points are and be able to give them simple and seamless solutions. Come with that value for that ideal client of yours, and it will be so much easier to consistently come up with new content ideas. That's just step one of being able to come up with content ideas. Next up is you want to have pillars of content. And by that, I mean, you don't want to just be throwing stuff against the wall to see if it sticks. I have a few content pillars in my business. I do educational, I do local information, I do trends, and then I also do entertainment. We've got to keep it fun and mix it up a little bit in there. Whatever content pillars you decide on, that's really up to you, but you want to have those pillars set up so that then from there, you can build out your content calendar. And you always want to relate back to who you are serving, who that ideal client is. And I would even go as far as saying, think about that person as you are coming up with your content pillars. So as an example, if I'm serving relocation, then of course I'm going to really want to go heavy on sharing about the local area that I operate in. I want to be able to show them what it looks like, what the housing costs are, what the grocery costs are, really drill down on what it's like to live in your area. That's just one example. It of course depends on who your ideal client is. Now let's dive in a little bit deeper on what to post for those content pillars. First, I'm going to do local information. You want to be the mayor of your town, for a lack of better term. You want to be that 5-mile celebrity, the local celebrity, the person that people are looking to for local information. Maybe you're posting about new restaurants in your area or parks in your area. Post about things that you're actually out doing in your daily life. You really want to become just an absolute expert on the area that you live in. And this can serve a lot of ideal clients. This doesn't necessarily only apply to relocation. That's just the example that I gave earlier. But when you think about all of the different video content ideas you can do about your local area, I would say you have years of content. You could do pros and cons. You can compare one county versus another, or one city versus another, one neighborhood versus another. You can give reasons on why it's really not a great idea to move to your area. People love the negative, even though I'm not a big fan of it, people love it. So really think about all of the different options. You could do neighborhood vlog tours. There are just so many ways that you can show that you are that local expert, and in turn, give yourself just an endless list of content ideas. Next up is your real estate pillar. And of course, we're in real estate, so we do want to talk about real estate, just not all the time. Your real estate pillar could be anything from a home tour of a fabulous new listing you have, or if you don't have one, but maybe you know an agent in your office who does, ask them if you could film that home and share the tour. You could go to model homes to be able to film the community and then share that on your YouTube or your social media, preferably both. Get both types of content while you're there so that you can really maximize the amount of videos that you're putting out. Give an idea of what a certain price point gets in your area. I always recommend going for kind of that average price point that's in your city. Don't go too crazy on the high end or too on the low end. And then also you want to make sure that you are sharing what the real estate market is doing in your area. And that brings me to your trends pillar. Trends does not just have to be market updates, and don't go dry on the market updates. It's super boring. You've got to spice it up a little bit. but it is important to share what's going on both in your local area where you operate, and you can also talk about trends that are more on a national scale. I'm sure we're all sick of hearing about interest rates, but the fact of the matter is the general public is looking for honest and accurate information. Walk them through and share what's actually happening in your backyard compared to what's happening on a national level. Share the information about the interest rates. Share about if you have any new mortgage programs through your loan officer. You could even collaborate with your favorite loan officer and do an interview style video. There's always something to talk about in the real estate world. There's always a new headline, the sky is falling, house prices are soaring, you name it, it's out there, and it's our job to report on that information, but not in a hype way. Don't share it like the news does. Their headlines drive me absolutely crazy. Share what is truly going on and provide some perspective for your audience. Next up is educational content. And this is a really big pillar in what you're going to be posting, because you want to be answering those burning questions that your ideal clients have. So as an example, if your ideal client is an upsizer, you really want to think about what are the problems that you need to have solutions for. One of the biggest ones and a big fear in anyone that is upsizing is, how am I going to sell my current home and buy a new home? And there's of course a lot of ways to go about this. So you could really chop it up and get a lot of different pieces of video content by answering just that one question. You can also poll your audience to see what it is they're interested in getting answered, and then create videos based on the responses that you get. Next is your entertainment pillar. And no, I'm not saying you have to, be dancing in your videos or even lip syncing, but you do want to have something that's a little lighter and something that shows a little bit more of your personal side. So I can't answer what that is for you. For me, I share a lot with what my dogs are up to. We go to a lot of local parks, and I will base that information on not only the local park, but the entertainment of two French bulldogs exploring the local Alexandria area. And it really just comes from wanting to share something with your audience that's a little bit more personal. It doesn't have to be real estate related at all. And it can also be just behind the scenes of what you're up to. And let's face it, sometimes in real estate, I would say a lot of times in real estate, it's entertaining because stuff's always going wrong, something's always happening, a tenant's leaving a place an absolute disaster, the lockbox is hanging from a place that you need a ladder to reach it. There's just always something going on. So that's what I deem entertainment. If you are up for dancing, that certainly can work too. That's not my speed, so just gear it towards what you feel comfortable doing and comfortable sharing as well. So there it is. The secret sauce to never running out of video content ideas is knowing your ideal client and talking to them through your content. I promise you, you will never run out of content if you know exactly who you're talking to. And as you're narrowing it down, really think about who you want to work with, who you enjoy serving, and then start building your content out. If you want some video ideas, then I'm going to link a card up here above to give you some other video ideas. This won't fit everyone. It really depends on who your ideal client is. As always, if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below. I love hearing from you. If you got some value from this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And until I see you on the next one, take care.